Most men don't talk about it, but if you're over 60, chances are you feel it every single day. That frustrating, low-energy fog in the morning, the constant pressure to find the nearest bathroom, the quiet moments at night when you realize intimacy just isn't the same anymore. Not because you don't want it, but because your body simply isn't cooperating the way it used to. And you start asking questions you never thought you'd ask. Is this just part of getting older? Is there anything I can do that doesn't involve prescriptions, side effects, or surgeries? What if I told you there's a natural solution hiding in plain sight? Not in a bottle, not in a specialist's office, but right in your fridge. A powerful fruit, often misunderstood, often overlooked, that can begin shrinking your swollen prostate and calming those constant urges in as little as 24 hours. This isn't folklore. It's not a miracle. It's simple, researched, and proven if you eat it the right way. And that's just the beginning, because what you'll discover in this video goes deeper than just one fruit. We're going to walk through 5 powerful foods that rebuild your health from the inside out, each one helping to restore the strength, sleep, and confidence you thought were gone for good. But I'll tell you this, the final fruit we reveal, it may not only ease your prostate, it could actually help your body restore testosterone naturally by rewiring how your hormones function at the root. So stay with me until the end, because if you miss that last fruit, you might miss the very thing that's been holding your energy hostage for years. Now, before we begin, do me a favor. If you're ready to take back control, type "I'm ready" in the comments. Like this video if you've ever felt ignored by the mainstream medical system, and hit subscribe for real answers without the noise, the gimmicks, or the false hope. Let's get started. Let me start with a fruit you've probably eaten hundreds of times, but never thought of as medicine. The humble tomato. Bright, familiar, sitting quietly in your salad or stirred into your pasta. But deep inside this everyday fruit lies one of nature's strongest weapons against prostate swelling: lycopene. Now, lycopene isn't just what gives tomatoes their red color. It's a powerful antioxidant. And here's the incredible part. Your body doesn't just absorb it and let it float around. It actually pulls lycopene straight into your prostate tissue, concentrating it where you need it most. That's not coincidence. That's evolution working in your favor. Clinical research backs it up. Men who regularly eat cooked tomatoes, yes, cooked, not raw, have shown up to 40% reductions in prostate inflammation markers. Even PSA levels, the ones that usually spike with age, begin to stabilize. And it doesn't take fancy pills or complicated routines. It can be as simple as a bowl of tomato soup or a spoonful of tomato paste stirred into dinner 5 nights a week. But why cooked? Because when you heat tomatoes, you unlock lycopene's full potential, up to 4 times more absorbable than in raw form. It's one of those rare cases where comfort food actually works better for your body. One of my patients, Jim, 71, had been dealing with constant urgency and rising PSA numbers for years. We didn't start with meds. We started with something he already loved: his wife's homemade tomato stew. Within 4 months, his PSA dropped, his nights got quieter, and he felt like he had some control again. Tomatoes aren't just supporting your prostate, they're supporting your circulation, your hormone balance, even your sexual health. Because better blood flow doesn't just help your heart, it helps every part of you that depends on energy, confidence, and connection. And as Hippocrates once said, Let food be thy medicine, and medicine be thy food. Now, you might be thinking, that's powerful for something so ordinary. But wait until you see what happens when we stop fearing fat and instead use it to heal. Because the next fruit we'll talk about is creamy, green, and was once misunderstood. Yet inside, it holds a key that can unlock your testosterone and reset your energy from the inside out. Let's talk about avocados.
There was a time, maybe you remember it, when men were told to skip the yolks, toss the butter, and fear fat like the plague. And avocados? They were seen as the enemy. Too rich, too fatty, too indulgent. But science has a way of circling back to what nature always knew. Because now we understand that healthy fat, especially the kind found in avocados, isn't the problem. It's part of the solution. Let me tell you about Carl. Carl was 69 when he walked into my clinic. Tired eyes, restless nights, and a kind of heaviness in his posture. Not just physical, but emotional. He said, I feel drained before the day even starts, like my fire's gone out. He was waking up 2, sometimes 3 times a night to urinate. His energy felt scattered, his confidence barely hanging on. We didn't reach for a prescription. We reached for a spoon. Just half an avocado a day, added to breakfast or mashed into toast. 6 weeks later, Carl came back, standing taller. He said, I don't know what changed, but I feel grounded again. You see, avocados are more than just trendy toast toppings. They're packed with beta-cytosterol, a plant compound proven in studies to reduce symptoms of an enlarged prostate. It helps calm inflammation, improve urinary flow, and ease those constant nighttime wake-ups. But the magic doesn't stop there. Avocados also deliver monounsaturated fats, the very building blocks your body uses to make testosterone naturally. And testosterone isn't just about libido. It fuels your strength, your mood, your metabolism, even your ability to think clearly. Plus, the fiber in avocados helps flush out excess estrogen, giving your hormone system the room it needs to find balance again. And let's not forget potassium, supporting your heart, blood pressure, and circulation, all critical for a man's overall vitality. When you feed your body what it actually needs, it remembers how to heal. No side effects, no guesswork, just real nourishment. And the best part? You don't need a complex plan. Just start with half an avocado a day. Slice it into salads, blend it into a smoothie, or eat it straight with a sprinkle of sea salt. Because sometimes recovery begins with the simplest choices. Now, fat may have been misunderstood, but there's one fruit that's been completely forgotten by men, even though it may be one of the most powerful defenders of your prostate. It's tart, it's tiny, and for decades, it was marketed only to women. Let's talk about cranberries and why they may be your prostate's silent guardian.
There's something beautiful about simplicity. In a world full of flashy supplements and miracle pills, sometimes the answers we need come from the most ordinary places. Take the apple, the same fruit your grandfather may have reached for every morning. It wasn't part of a fad, it wasn't expensive, but somehow he knew. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. We've all heard it. But science is finally starting to catch up with that old-school wisdom. You see, apples contain a compound called quercetin, a natural flavonoid found mostly in the skin. And what quercetin does inside a man's body is remarkable. It calms inflammation in the prostate. It eases that swollen, tight pressure that makes you feel like you always need to go but never quite finish. And even more than that, it works on a deeper level, helping your body detox the hormonal buildup that silently fuels the problem. One of my patients, Mark, 64 years old, came to me with that look I've seen 100 times. Tired, frustrated, waking up 4, 5 times a night. He said, "I've stopped planning road trips. I scout bathrooms before I leave the house." I told him something simple. Start eating 2 apples a day. 1 in the morning, 1 after dinner. Keep the skin on. That was it. 8 weeks later, Mark came back with a little grin I hadn't seen before. He said, "I slept through the night twice last week. I didn't even notice until my wife pointed it out." He was less anxious, more present, and the urgency that used to rule his day, it had loosened its grip. But apples do more than just help your prostate relax. They also support your liver, which clears out excess estrogen, a hidden culprit behind many prostate issues. They balance your blood sugar, improve digestion, and strengthen your circulation. And because of their fiber, they help keep your hormone system stable without medication. Simple, affordable, natural. Just 1 to 2 apples a day. Washed, with the skin on, organic if possible. That's it. The truth is, your body doesn't always need something new. Sometimes it just needs you to return to what's always worked. And speaking of ancient solutions that still work, there's one fruit most men overlook. But inside, it carries something that's not just healthy, it's protective, it's proactive, and it's powerfully male. Let's talk about red grapes and why what's hiding in their skin could be the key to bringing your testosterone back to life. There's something ancient about grapes. Maybe it's the way they grow, quietly, under the sun, season after season. Or maybe it's how they've been part of human tradition for thousands of years, in wine, in rituals, in stories passed down through generations. But today, we're not talking about history. We're talking about hormones and how this sweet, simple fruit can help restore what time has slowly taken. Inside the skin of red grapes lies a powerful natural compound called resveratrol. It's been studied for decades, and what researchers have found is nothing short of remarkable. Resveratrol helps your body do something it struggles with as you age: balance testosterone. Not by forcing your body like synthetic pills do, but by gently clearing the obstacles that get in the way. It reduces excess estrogen. It activates something called SIRT1, a protein that helps repair your cells and calm internal inflammation. And it supports better blood flow, so your brain, your heart, and your reproductive system all get what they need to function at their best. Let me tell you about one of my patients. Jim, 67, was a retired engineer who used to jog every morning. Lately, though, he told me, "I've lost my edge. My drive's gone. It's like the spark just flickered out." During a routine checkup, he mentioned the red grapes growing in his backyard. So I suggested something simple. Add a handful to your daily routine, every day. Just that. 6 weeks later, he came back, brighter, sharper. He said, "I feel like myself again." And that's the power of resveratrol. It doesn't just help with testosterone. It improves insulin sensitivity, so your blood sugar stays steady. It supports cognitive clarity, protecting brain cells from oxidative stress. And it strengthens the lining of your blood vessels, improving circulation throughout your body, including where it matters most for energy and intimacy. If you're looking for a practical way to work it into your routine, here's how. Enjoy 1 to 2 cups of red grapes per day. You can also drink 100% pure red grape juice, no added sugars. Or, if it's easier, try a high-quality resveratrol supplement. The key is consistency, not perfection. And here's what I tell every man I work with. Sometimes regaining your strength isn't about chasing more. It's about removing what's been holding you back. Now, all this talk of antioxidants, circulation, and hormone repair, they're crucial. But none of them matter if your body is inflamed at its core. And there's one tiny fruit, often dismissed, even laughed at, that's quietly fighting for your prostate every single day. Let's talk about cranberries, because what they do behind the scenes might just change your nights and your confidence for good. For years, cranberries have been labeled as a women's health fruit. You've probably seen them on juice bottles with pink labels or commercials about bladder health. And most men thought, that's not for me. But here's the truth no one told you. Cranberries might be one of the most powerful allies your prostate has. It all comes down to something called type A proanthocyanidins, or PACs for short. These compounds are unique to cranberries, and they do something remarkable. They block the inflammatory pathways inside the prostate, the very ones that lead to swelling, discomfort, and those frustrating late-night bathroom trips. In one clinical study, men who consumed cranberry extract daily showed a 30% drop in prostate inflammation markers. Another study tracked improvement in IPSS scores, a medical scale for prostate symptoms, and saw a 25% improvement in just a few months. That's not theory, that's science and real results. I remember one patient in particular, Ron, 66. He'd tried everything, saw multiple doctors, changed diets, even started avoiding evening drinks just to sleep longer. Nothing worked. Until we made one simple change: 8 ounces of unsweetened cranberry juice a day. And within 6 weeks, Ron wasn't getting up 5 times a night anymore. He was down to 1, sometimes none. And what surprised him most wasn't just the sleep. It was how much better he felt during the day. Clearer, steadier, more confident. Cranberries don't just help your prostate. They support your heart, improve circulation, and strengthen your immune system, all of which are deeply connected to how you age, how you feel, and how you function. But here's the catch. It has to be the real kind, not the sugary stuff from the supermarket aisle. You need pure, unsweetened cranberry juice, or whole cranberries added to oatmeal, smoothies, or salads. Half a cup a day, that's all it takes. And a word of caution: if you've had kidney stones in the past, speak to your doctor first. Cranberries are rich in oxalates, and it's better to be safe. Now, you've just heard how 5 simple fruits can help your body do what it was designed to do: heal itself from the inside out. But what if I told you it's not about any single fruit on its own? The real power comes when you combine them strategically, because together, these fruits work like a team, targeting every angle of prostate health. Let me show you what happens when nature's 5 defenders fight together. You've made it this far, and now you understand something most men never get told. Prostate health isn't about one magic pill. It's not about doing one thing perfectly. It's about consistency. It's about giving your body the right tools every day so it can finally do what it was designed to do: heal, balance, and restore itself. Each fruit we've talked about today is powerful on its own. Tomatoes reduce inflammation at the cellular level. Avocados rebuild your testosterone from the inside out. Apples help your hormones flow smoothly and cleanly. Red grapes protect your blood vessels and energize your cells. And cranberries calm the storm inside your prostate that's been stealing your sleep. But when you bring them together, something shifts. Because your body doesn't heal in pieces. It heals as a system. When inflammation drops, hormones rebalance. When blood flows better, energy rises. When digestion improves, your body clears waste more efficiently, and your prostate begins to settle. It's all connected. I've seen men go from sleepless and discouraged to strong, clear-headed, and back in control. Not because they did something extreme, but because they made one quiet daily choice again and again. So here's what I'd tell you if you were sitting across from me right now. Start small. Start tonight. Add half an avocado to your dinner. Toss cranberries into your oatmeal tomorrow. Enjoy a bowl of tomato soup this weekend. Eat an apple instead of a cookie. Let these foods do what synthetic treatments often can't. Help your body remember how to heal.
If even one of these fruits feels right for you, type "I'm starting tonight" in the comments. Let others know they're not alone. Like this video if it gave you hope. Subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss the real health truths that matter. And share this with a friend, a brother, a father, someone who deserves to feel whole again. Because it's never too late to feel strong, clear, and fully alive. And it might just start with your very next meal.